Hello everybody, welcome in my next video. I want to talk today about the topic why to meditate and how to approach the meditation practice correctly in meaningful way, so we may reach the constant and long-term lasting changes in our lives and in ourselves. First of all, we all know the common benefits of meditation, which is calm mind, and I hope just my phone will not fly away because I'm on the roof. So hopefully it will be fine. So a calm mind, relaxed body, anti-aging effect, or clarity, spacefulness, and lots of benefits. We all know about them, as well as gain of wisdom. But this wisdom, through our own meditation practice, if we do it properly and with the right approach and with good effort, this wisdom which we gain from the meditation is our own, from our own experience, which we feel. So it means we just don't understand the truth intellectually on the surface level of our mind, but we feel it in subtle level of our mind. So we directly experience the truth. And through the constant and regular proper practice with correct approach, we actually discover ourselves and the universal truth. That's why I feel there could be more serious meditators, because who meditates doesn't meditate only for himself. For some time or till some moment, yes, we needed to do it for ourselves. But once we cross certain points, we meditate for others, for the world, for the well-being of others, and of course ourselves still. But it just starts to spread after some time. And what happens when we learn proper way how to meditate with the proper approach? What happens then? We stop to have a need to go for help outside, to look for solutions outside, because as our wisdom is growing and expanding, and our awareness, we start to feel the answers. The same as we feel the truth, we start to feel the answers, the steps, what to do, and the solutions. We just have them inside. So thanks to meditation, we just reach this room inside ourselves, this inner monk who guides us, who actually knows where to go, what to do, how to do, and so on. So with this topic, we are not going for a help outside anymore, or not that much. By this I mean actually there is many options to ask for help, For example, I don't know, let's say we regularly go to Reiki healing or some ceremonies and rituals, and still we are going there, and it's giving us some a deeper connection, there is an effect, we reconnect with the higher self, or we feel the peace for some time, we touch our essence. But actually what happens then, if we do not work consistently with our energy, and we are not contemplating situations and life, we are not gaining any wisdom from inside. What happened then? We keep going and attending or visiting, this, for example, Reiki sessions, and this is nothing against. They are very powerful tools which are needed for us, and it's a gift. But there is a tiny line when we start to be dependent on this, and sometimes we are not even aware. We are just keeping going to the ceremonies or rituals. It becomes like comfortable treat for ourselves, but actually at some point, if we are doing it not aware enough, that means if we are not saying to ourselves, okay, this is what I need now for some period of time, then I need to step forward. Okay, if it's not this case, then very often happen we are just going to this events, circles, ceremonies, and all this stuff just to feel that energy, to connect with this again. And of course, if we are going there with awareness, this is temporary, it's not a permanent thing. I don't need it forever. I just need it now to feel, actually, to remember the essence, to remember the truth. Then okay. But if we go back home and we actually don't do nothing, I mean serious inner work, then actually after some times it will just go, all these feelings, sensations, and we need to go again and again, and we are getting into cycle. We think we are moving forward, but actually we are stopped. And this actually, when we start to meditate in the proper way and understand the meaning, the true meaning of the meditation practice, we can keep going, to those sessions. But after some times, very naturally, we just realize, oh my God, but this is actually, I don't need it anymore, or I don't need it that much, or somehow we start to be detached. And I don't mean by detachment ignorance, I mean by detachment like liberation. It's like I choose if I want, I don't need to go anymore. It's like because actually the feeling we are getting out there in some activities and ceremonies, suddenly by deep meditation and proper meditation practice, we are getting it from inside. So it doesn't mean if we share it in the circle in some ceremony with group of people, or we share it in just on our own somewhere at home or any other place, because we know already that we are still sharing it with everything around us, as there is a break of illusion by constant practice. Yes, so this lead me to the point of misunderstanding of meditation practice. I'm not saying I understand it properly. I learn every single day, because every single day the practice is different. Not that I do different practice, I still do the same practice, but nothing is permanent. So even I do the same practice is always different, and still I am learning every day. And just let me now share where I feel to be now. I want to share it, the misunderstanding of meditation practice, because meditation is with me, or I am with meditation probably since I was 17, so which is like 10 years ago. And I was experimenting, and maybe you can connect to this story somehow. Okay, I was trying to meditate in different things. I tried it to travel out from my body. I tried it mindfulness. I tried it chakra meditation, and so many practices I tried. Because of course it was kind of new for me, so I needed to find myself in that, So and meditation slowly started to be part of my daily practice since that 17-18 years old. I connect then as well with yoga asana practice, which helped me actually to prepare my physical body for a long meditations. And but what I find out was like many times I couldn't keep going, the meditation practice for such a long time. It never could be like very consistent, because somehow just life changed and it affected me so much that I just couldn't stay with that practice, and I let go, I give up, or sometimes I was not moving anywhere in the practice, so I just let it be, and stopping again, and then returning again back to practice and combining and like doing so many different meditations, but it never gave me such a deep and constant change in myself, in my being, and in my life actually. That was big question, after I don't know how many years of trying to meditate. I said like, I need to move on. I really need a guidance. I really need a teacher who will take me over that, because there must be some misunderstanding that I am not actually moving the direction I felt to. And suddenly I came to decision that I'm gonna travel for this to India. So I went to some courses, and still I plan to go, but actually there I truly understood that I didn't have the correct approach to the meditation. It would be nice if I have you live now, because I would ask you like, how many of you feel that to go to meditate is not some duty, or like, how many of you does not need to push themselves to go to meditate? Sometimes, I'm not saying we always need to push, sometimes it's just very nice, but those days like when you are tired and many things happen in a day and we are just like, oh, I'm not gonna meditate, I'm too tired. And actually this is exactly the moment where we can liberate from old program of this laziness and tiredness. And I'm not saying it's easy, but nothing what is great is easy. Even for me this happened, that I faced those laziness or not enough motivation, or like this. So actually, how should look the right approach of meditation practice to in a meaningful way? So that means we will always want to meditate, even we are tired or even we are exhausted. We always will feel like, oh yes, I want to meditate, no matter what happens. This is very important point for serious meditators, because it's touch every single being, every single person who tries to meditate. He comes or she comes to this point like giving up, or oh, I meditate already good, so I can take a break, and all these states are like there is plenty of states which we need to always overcome. Once we feel we don't need to move forward, exactly we are in the point to take a step forward and to go out of the comfort zone, because even in meditation practice we are getting into comfort zone, and it doesn't mean that we became a great meditators. It just means let's move, we are able or capable to receive more wisdom from inside. So once we decide, first of all we need serious decision that we are entering the path of proper serious meditator, okay? Once we do this, we should take it like that. We should take it seriously. So we should think if we need some guide, or we just study, you know, like in books or online. We find some monks or Buddhists. They are very great on YouTube, which can guide you. I was listening to them, and sometimes I listen to them still, because also I still need to grow, and I want to grow in that field, in that direction. So once we do the serious decision, then we should act seriously. And it doesn't mean like again we go to another extreme and now we go to live for 7 years, or I don't know, whole life to the cave and forest and so on. It's just taking serious actions. Means like we are not joking. We are not mean it from some ego and show up oh, I will be now the best meditator. It's not about that. You actually turn inside, and you just, by this decision, you are saying, yes, I am reconnecting with my pure essence, with my intuition, with my inner guide, inner monk. And then it starts to coming to you. For example, some teacher appear, or some guide appear, or some sessions appear, some books, something, and you just follow it, you know. I lost the track for a moment. Misunderstanding. Yes, the right approach. So when we did the decision, then we look around like what we can actually do, because of course we don't live monk life, you know. We have jobs online, or present. We need to be present at some work, and many people say, oh, I have no time to meditate. Even it happens to me. I say, today I had no time to meditate. But actually, there is as well techniques how to bring a meditation into our activities, which is amazing, because actually we do whatever during the day, but at the same time we practice a meditation, or we meditate. So for serious people with meditation, serious beings, there is no excuse that there is no opportunity to meditate. And this sometimes is my big deal, you know, because I am also just a human, so it tends me to say like, oh, today I have no time to meditate. But actually, whatever I do, cleaning or driving or whatever I do, I can still somehow meditate. I will not explain you now the techniques and so on. This we can talk like individually, or you can reach them out on the Google or YouTube. It's many options. But that's about the serious meditator. They are not looking for reasons why not to meditate. They are actually looking for every single opportunity to meditate. And yes, so the meditation practice should be approached joyfully, having healthy level of effort and discipline, which is the biggest probably key. The discipline brings the consistency brings the constant results. This is what we look for, results in our life. And once we really have results in our own life, it starts to spread naturally around you, and people around you start to feel it, start to ask you like, hey bro, like what have you done, what is happening, your energy is such a strong, and there is so much calmness and peace within you, and so on. It will just bloom. And we don't need to I don't know, to be much public, you know, much social. I go between people only when I like, actually, and I spend the time on my own. I don't like show up like, oh, this is my here energy, and make it others want it. I love to share this because it's actually not mine. It's something what we all have. And I just want and wish to, if I can, if it's in my power, to just share it between and help people to overcome this illusion or misunderstanding of meditation. And many people say to me as well, oh, I'm not able to meditate, it doesn't work with me, I cannot stop the mind. But we are not stopping the mind. The mind is working with us or without us. You know, even like if we are aware of the mind is still working. There is still some mental activity. If we are not aware of our mind, there is even more activity probably, you know, like so why we should force ourselves to stop the mind? Just let's practice simple techniques. Once we naturally reach the state when the mind say, oh, now I don't think anymore, and there will be just space. We don't need to immediately stop. You know how difficult it is to just stop the mind. So for God, like, it's not for me, I'm not able to do it, my mind just doesn't stop. Just let her be active, because you are beyond your mind actually. So yeah, don't identify yourself with your mind. Don't identify yourself with your feeling. For example, I feel tired, and I'm talking about myself too, okay? I feel tired, I'm lazy, I just don't want to, I don't need to. This is how we identify with our feelings. And again, it blocks us to go beyond and go to practice. Yes. So the right approach: joyful, disciplined, relaxed, no tension. Have you ever seen the meditators who had like wrinkles, you know, like this? Because they are working, meditating in their mind. Once you see a person totally like spreaded, you know, body relaxed, face absolutely relaxed, and even gentle small smile, then the person actually is experiencing meditation. They are not thinking that they are meditating, they are experiencing meditation. And for this kind of people, go if you really want a teacher or guide or even inspiration only, you know. Some people are very great, like you just pinch them like a ball and they go the direction they need to go. Sometimes we don't need much, we just need to hear one word or one sentence which gets us beyond our like blockage or some limit. Yeah, so let's see if there is something more to say about the correct approach. I don't think so. If any of you would like to talk about this and figure out what is the best for you, where to start in your level, then you can text me. I can give some minutes of my time, of my energy to it, because it's important for me as well that people understand it and use it wisely for their own well-being and for well-being of the people around them. So it's worth it for me, if you feel so, if you need. Yes, and let's move to probably last step. No, there will be one more. But now let's talk like how to start or where to start. As I mentioned a few minutes ago, like we cannot just turn off the mind. We cannot just let go of all the emotions suddenly. It doesn't work like that, okay? If there are some stocked emotional blockages, energy blockages, if there are some mental blockages, if there is like a hyperactivity of the mind, we cannot just ignore it like, oh, it's not there, I'm meditating and I stop all the functions in my mind and everything. It doesn't work like this. Of course, not for long time. Ego can think it's possible to do it like this, but in many cases not. So let's talk how to start and where to start, okay? First of all, if we want to fill up our body, so fill up the glass, beautiful, we want to have beautiful glass, fill it up with beautiful juice, let's say. So first we need to split out and let go of the all dirtiness, toxins, you know, and everything. For example, some expired juice we have inside, old one, very old one, not tasty and sour and bitter, and yes, even the cap or the glass doesn't look the way we would like to. So how to start? We should treat always our being holistically. Okay, so physical body is one part. For this are good, for example, some exercises which are preparing the body for long meditations. I used yoga, asanas. Somebody can use Tai Chi. Someone can use another practices. You will find yours, which is calling you. So about the physical body, of course, if we want to reach soft and deep levels of meditations, it's also affected by the food we take in our bodies. So for example, if we eat really unhealthy and toxic food, I'm not saying I don't take toxic food, I love chocolate and I love all the Indian foods, for example, and spices, I love it all, but there is always balance. Not going to the super extreme, we think healthy, and super unhealthy extreme. Keep it in the balance, and try, if you're really serious about the meditation practice, it will come naturally to you, you know. It will be like more or less effortless more or less effortless to make changes. So we should keep the glass, the cap, clean as much as we are able to right now, and slowly improving and getting better. This is about the cap, about the glass, and how to actually let go. We need to also unblock energetical flow and make inner space empty to fill it up with the experiences and get it ready for deep meditation states, and actually to reach inner clarity and spacefulness, so we can handle all those new like wisdom and deep experiences and cultivate them, you know. So we need that, and how to do that, how to do it on your own, because again, like, we can keep going out for some help, but in meditation, in serious meditation, we actually need to learn how to do it by ourselves. So now let's, as an example, I again can say my story, because what is better example than the own story. So I realized, like, I cannot go again out for a help, and actually I don't want to anymore. So I needed to find a solution, how to clarify, empty my inner space, how to reach the state of inner homeostasis, which is balance, and how to ground myself properly, and how to actually connect with my physical body strongly. So I'm not flying somewhere around, but I'm really doing the work here and now inside my body in this world. And so I said, okay, I need to learn how to work with my energy. So where to start? Probably the energetical centers like chakras. And I went intuitively. So for example, I started with chakra mantra meditation, which I'm sharing now with others, and really people like it very much, because this is actually helps person to touch their own energy and learn how to work with this, and that's important. So I started with the root chakra, you know, and I was working with the main 7 ones, and I took some weeks working only with the root chakra, grounding, releasing, reactivating, rebalancing. And once I felt, I can feel it, I'm aware of it, if something happened, I can feel there is something happening. So I moved to sacral chakra, to the second one. And like this, I was going intuitively. Sometimes it was 1 week, sometimes 3 weeks. And once I reached up, then I felt like, wow, this is unbelievable. Of course, I was not expressing that much, but I was cultivating this spacefulness inside me. And I was like, this is it. This is what I need before the proper meditation, before the deep meditation practice. I mean, this is already deep a lot. But yes, I am talking again about the deeper ones like Vipassana and yeah, and so on. So once I felt like I am able to work with my own energetical centers, I started to make it flow, you know, pranic flow, and activating the energetical channel or tunnel to go through me into the earth, and from the earth up above to the space, and reconnecting and purifying. And yes, after that, for example, I started to go more into activating and empowering the third eye chakra, so means the 6th chakra, which is placed in the center of our head in this level. And there I started to really feel the connection with my higher self, the connection with the intuition stronger and stronger, until like I can almost every moment flow with the intuition. I'm not saying all the time, I'm not that far, but yes, it's just much more easy, everything. And also, yeah, so first of all, we need to purify inner space, purify our body, our mind, make there enough space, and then bringing the new energy inside, the energy, and accumulate it, cultivate it, because we need to be strong, not only physically, but emotionally, mentally, and energetically, to experience deeper level, deeper states, and deeper work, actually. And this was my daily practice for about 1.5 or 2 years daily, because I took it seriously. Of course, I had some gaps, because that time I was working hard, so sometimes I really couldn't stand up from the bed or wake up at the time I needed, you know, and so on. It happens. But actually, I immediately, when I could, I returned back to this practice, because I knew what is my intention. I knew I want to reach deeper practices, and I want to handle and my life, the situations in my life, and yes, that was my intention, to work with my energy as consciously as is possible, and there is no limit for this, actually. So once we reach this inner clarity, stability, we feel powerful physically, mentally, energetically. It doesn't mean we reach the goal, it just means we are ready to move on. So then you can follow, for example, I would recommend always, if someone seriously want to learn proper meditation teachings, go for some courses, retreats, something serious, from the roots, like for example, I went to India, you know, because there are roots of those deep practices, And I'm very happy I did it. Like, so grateful that I didn't allow to stop anything to stop me, you know. I didn't allow anything to stop me, even there were like obstacles and doubts and fears a lot. I didn't allow anyone and anything to stop me to do it. Now actually I understood very well why, and I'm very grateful. In nowadays it's much more comfortable because we can reach those guides and those teachers online. So don't say like I don't know how to do it, or like there is no meditation for me. This is not an excuse, not for us serious practitioners, and not for us serious guides or teachers. Yeah. So once we learn how to work with our energy, then naturally comes and appears wish, motivation to train your own mind. And that's actually helps Vipassana practice. There you can observe, self-observing a lot. You find out about yourself, even you think you have some programs, no bad habits of the thinking. Oh, you will realize a lot. But of course there are other meditations. It's not only Vipassana practices, but I tell you honestly, the Vipassana, you know, the meditations are going that way, this direction, this. But in Vipassana you are not wasting your time. It just puts you directly into the experience. But to go directly to this experience, you need to do all the steps, or you should, sorry, you don't need to, but you should do all the steps to get ready for that. Because if we are not ready and we jump into something very deep, we are quickly out. It just kick us out, kick us away. We can even like activate something what we are not able to handle, or we just give up because it's too much for us and we put too much expectation on us. This happens even to me still, you know. This is like the ego side, like over motivated sometimes, you know. Just take it slowly. Take it slowly. If you are going to gym, you as well take it slowly, or you should take it slowly. And it's the same manner, because once we overcharge, once we overdo, over motivate, it's a huge amount of motivation, but it's quickly gone as well, because we get tired very easily. Yes. And so if you would be really interested in this, if you wish to know more according to your level here and now, feel free really to connect with me. We can consult it. I give you some minutes of my time, or you can even have a like online session with me, because I work with people online, which works very great, and it's individually. So I am there only for you. We are not only like doing the practice, but discussing the practice. So we make sure we have a clear understanding of the practice, and also we are discussing about the life situations you are in or you are experiencing, because somehow the meditation practice is not separate from the daily living, from the life. We need to connect it. Okay, we need to connect it. So that's why in those individual sessions we are talking about the life as well. Yes. And bringing the wisdom from the meditation into the life, and using the tools, the situations as a tools in our life to liberate ourselves through the meditation. And once we progress and progress and progress, we will do it at once all. Yeah. It's a long way. It's a lot of work to do, but actually this work needs to be done by you, Nobody else will never liberate you, okay? We are here. We took this opportunity not to suffer, not to struggle, but to liberate ourselves. That's the meaning, that's the purpose, to liberate. Okay guys, this is 40 minutes of nice talk. I'm getting really warm. I'm gonna take a shower right now, so enjoy every single moment, whatever you do. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment or just give me feedback if you feel so, and if you feel to connect with me about the meditation practice or consultation, you just text me on the Instagram or Facebook or an email. I leave the contacts down here under the video. Namaste. Thank you so much.